I've run into a bit of a snag. As it turns out, maybe building all those hypertubes and things, because between last episode and this one I fixed the transport system as I said I would, and it turns out that building so haphazardly all this time was perhaps not the best of ideas, because I'm technically out of power. Except I'm not. See, the thing is, I currently generate about 900 megawatts of power, which should be enough for the current system, which only takes up about 750 on average. The thing is, for some reason, sometimes my power dips a bit. It's not a consistent 900 megawatt stream, but more like sometimes it dips down to 850 or 800, and I think the reason is because of the way the coal burner works. I'm speculating here, but I'm thinking that it's because between coal and coal burned, or water used, there's a period of delay, maybe a second of delay between a bit of functioning and another, if you will, and so that results in small dips in the power line. Now, that would normally be fine, except sometimes my power consumption goes above the 750 and it spikes a bit. And, as you just heard, yes, that spike coincides with the dip. So we get this point, see? Usage, power, this was a big dip, and then boom. We have this moment where everything's short-circuited, resulting in me having intermittent power. Now that's bad, but it shouldn't affect me, right? You know, in the short term, technically speaking, I could leave it like that, because what's a constructor 2 not working, right? I mean, I have all these materials already going. Except, from last time to now, we unlocked tiers 5 and 6. And I need to get to that. Most likely today, but with this new issue, I'm not sure anymore, because to start oil processing, which is the most basic of oil-related aspects, I need to connect to a network. I need to get more power. And you might be thinking, oh, but oil unlocks a new power source, right? Indeed it does, in tier 6, which requires a lot of oil-based stuff. But yes, tier 6, the fuel generator. Again, I can't actually get these things for the milestone cost without first getting the very basic of oil processing. Now, what does all that mean for today's episode? Well, simple. I'm gonna have to go searching for a new coal node, a new power source, to add more to the current infrastructure. Because, story of my life, I'm always without power. But anyway, hi there, my name's TheTrueNev, I'm the only me there is, and welcome back to the Satisfactory Non-Series. That was quite the intro, right? So yes, that is the plan for today. Additionally, I'd like to mention that scattered about on the terrain, on the map, are these different resource deposits. Now, these are not nodes, these are not fixtures in the ground. These are simply minerals that appear jagged and surface on certain parts of the world without being an infinite source, like for example this one. Now I mention this because there are 3 resources that are crucial for the mid to late game that I should have probably researched before, but I got a bit of a lapse in my brain where I thought, oh, this is just gonna come along naturally, without remembering that pre-update 3 they were there anyway, and before they were actually put into the game, and even after, you had to research them anyway. And those minerals are quartz, deuterium, and sulfur. Now, quartz is useful for making glass-based things, silica. Deuterium is used for electronics. One use which is especially good for it is the radio tower, which lets you unlock the map, which is something I felt I've been missing all along, and I remembered why, and that's something I really want to get to, just to at least see where I am in time, even though I know where I am. And finally, the most important one for me, sulfur. With it you can craft the 2 greatest weapons in the game, the rifle, which is an upgraded version of the rebar gun, and Nobelisk, which is basically portable C4. So yes, I'm mentioning this because that will be the focus of today's episode, exploration, where we search for a new power source, preferably coal next to a water source, so we can build up a secondary power plant to tack on to the current power infrastructure, which is now suffering as a result of my carelessness, as well as search for those 3 nodes. And after having researched all 3 of the MAM, at least their base materials, I can now scan for them, which is good, Let's start with coal first, just to get a general idea before we actually head out. Of course, I'm going to have to fuel up with my little tractor, and basically head out in... Oh, there's some coal over there, and some over there. Ooh, and some over there? Interesting. I'll have to go check all 3 out. But you know, since I've run out of power, my hypertubes are now basically lumps of worthless plastic tubing. Well, plastic? Are they plastic? No idea. Anywho, I can't use them. And it would be really annoying to keep turning on the power just to have it intermittently turn off at random times. So, I think it's finally time I bought something that it was on the bottom tier of my list of priorities only because of how expensive it was, but it's this little vehicle here, the Fix-It Factory Cart. I want to see what this is like. Look at that! It's an actual item I can carry, and it says, the one and only Fix-It Factory Cart, now with special Fix-It Foundation-only grip wheels for an even smoother and faster factory floor experience. Now that is interesting. How big is this thing? Let's try setting it down. It's tiny, oh my goodness. But that description is something that I'd always wanted. See, I've always known that the off-road vehicles like the tractor, the truck, or even the dune buggy don't work well with the factory foundations. They lag a lot. They seem to get stuck between the cracks, basically. But this thing must be designed for this, so let's give it a test run and see how this... Oh dear. Are you comfortable, ma'am? Oh... I can already feel my scoliosis acting up. Alright, let's go then. How fast are you? Oh, okay. Smooth as butter, though. I like it. I like it. And it's pretty fast. So, wait, what happens if I try honking with this one? Oh, I see. Okay, this makes perfect sense. We are in the middle of an emergency, after all. These trying times, 2020, with no hypertubes? This is the car for me! And look at how smooth it goes. How does the turning work? Oh, whoa, okay, that really braked fast. This is gonna be, an interesting little vehicle. Oh no, oh, Jesus, oh gosh, oh no! Whoa, this is pretty dangerous. Okay, don't ask me how, but it appears I've gotten my little factory cart stuck under the foundation. See, I cannot drive it. This is ridiculous. If we look from behind, there's a little wrench icon. Maybe this is to fix it? No, but golf cart. Pick up a golf cart. That's cute. I guess it's golf cart now, eh? Okay, so if I just place it back down... And boom, we're good to go. Okay. Oh yeah. How is this gonna recharge the fuel if it doesn't have any power to power my tractor? Oh boy, this is more troubling than I thought. Okay, I'm taking this with me and recharging it manually. Disgusting. Okay. And this being the first exploration-based episode I'm doing in the non-series, I've got to say, it's probably been a long time coming, but at the same time, I didn't need to do it, because this was never meant to be a series or non-series based on exploration. For that, I already kind of know my map. I already kind of did it in my previous playthrough, and oh, this is looking lovely. Okay, hold on, buddy. Hold on, I see you. No, not the coffee. Come on, let's mano a mano tango. Ouchies. Whoo, there you go, dead. And alien organs, nice. Okay, so what do we got here? Got some normal coal, and some normal coal. Now, if only I could scan for water. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the body of water that's over there comes in through a river. And I say that because I haven't actually explored this area much, but during the first few hours of gameplay I did have here, I did scope out the area a bit, decided to check out what I would do and how I would do it. And I told myself from the very beginning, as I mentioned before, I don't want to touch these forests. They are off limits. But even so, let's see. Yes, river. Ooh, what the hell? Don't do that! Don't eat in front of me, that's scary. Huh. This isn't very good, though. As much as the river is good and watery, unfortunately, it's not. It's probably not deep enough for a water extractor, yeah. And if you notice on the top, all the crazy little beacons I have that make it hard to tell what's what, I decided to start color coding some of these guys. Specifically, as you saw before, the hypertubes in that tealish color, but also the nodes. With green being pure, yellow being normal, and red being impure. Impure, ew. I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. How's this one? Oh, also impure. Oh, that's gross. Oh, and we have a water source here. See, other than considering distance and closeness between coal and water source, I have to consider the purity too. So, as well as having to traverse this whole jungle bit just to get here, which is pretty annoying. I'll eventually have to get used to that, but for now I don't want to. Oh, there's two of you, and you just spawned in. Okay, come on, I'm right here. I'm right here, and you know what? I am doing it like this. Dead! Woo! Battle of the Fates! Hiya! Battle of the Fates! Ow! That hurt! Woo! There we go! And this is appearing to be even less lucky than the other. Whoa, never mind! Pure coal! Oh, why are you so far from a water source? Hold on, let me see where I am in time and space. This is kinda why we need the map. Oh dear, there's not a smidge of water anywhere, is there? Why must I get so lucky now? Or rather unlucky, I mean these are two, my goodness. Okay, this does not help me at all for the water situation, for the power situation, but I'm jotting these two down. Oh my. Oh hi, you're a big guy. Oh no. You're kinda dangerous. Well, 3 nodes? Okay. Oh dear. Oh no, I don't like this. It's a bit dangerous. Let me just check quickly. Normal? Normal. Hey, wait. Can't I just run these guys over? Ooh, I can! But they don't drop the... Oh, I can't? Wait. That didn't kill them? Boring. Come on, let's try that again. Geronimo, guys! Geronimo! You too! Frickin' die, man. Frickin' die. This is... Ooh. That's a water source, and this is coal. But this is exceedingly perilous. Normal coal. 3 normal coal nodes, if I'm reading this correctly. Oh, no, never mind. 1 impure node. And this water is a little far. Just a bit far. It would be kind of difficult to build a water extractor on this. I mean, it can be done, but it's tough. I gotta say, it's tough at this position, but I like what I'm seeing. Are you stuck? I think you're stuck. There, now you're not stuck. Maybe there's something more towards my steel factory. This one at 500 meters away is clearly my triple coal node, but there's 2 this way. Ooh, I had to check them out. Uh-oh, I feel like I've reached some kind of an impasse, perhaps? Or perhaps not? Perhaps not. Is that another cave? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to check that out too, but... Let's see now. What have we over here? Ooh. Well, there's the coal. And in front of a huge lake... And it's relatively close to my base. I mean, I can't actually see it from here, but come on, I couldn't have driven more than a few meters. A few hundred meters anyway. Oh, this is looking promising. I just have to find my way down. And then back up, of course. There's some more coal this way, though, right? Let's go on foot. Check it out. Maybe I can see it from beyond the... Oh, God. Toxic gas cloud. This is dangerous. Okay, maybe I'll go on foot from down there, though. But first, the cave! Because the curious George in me does not want to let this go. I will forget about it later, after all. Alright, so... what have we got? Past experiences in caves have taught me that this is where spiders hide. Or poisonous gas. Oh no. I can't go this way yet. I think tier 6 actually gives me gas mask, but I think that's a purple slug over there. That's okay, I don't need to get it. I just wanted to check this place out. Because if that's one thing I love about this game, honestly, it's that we're on an alien planet. And it just feels so interesting to explore every nook and cranny, to see what this place hides, and I saw you. Get back here. There we go. Dead. It's a wide open area, 2 coal nodes. Hopefully they're at least normal so I can make a really large power grid. I'm not seeing any easy way down though. But if I recall correctly, I had already seen this area in my previous playthrough, so at least there's that. And speaking of my previous playthrough, I'm also not that pressed for oil because though they may have revamped the desert, I had already passed through there too previously, so I know exactly where the oil is. I know where I am in time and space. It's just that every time I find something new, it's super interesting. Oh, the irony of seeing the gas mask in tier 5 and needing it to explore. To explore, to find the oil, to make the gas mask. Oh, the irony. Over... oh, what? Whoa! This is at the literal butt end of the world, though. Awesome. Now, oh, there's 2 of you! Okay, let's do this very carefully, yeah? Sneak on by, they don't see us. Solid snake this shit. Just gotta check the nodes. Normal. Well, normal's not pure, but I guess that works. And we've got 2 nodes. To be honest, it's a little far from everything. Very, very far. It's literally at the butt end of the world, apparently. But it's also relatively close to this coal node over here. And the copper and iron and limestone, so if I end up using those, then I can use this one too. Though the truth is, I don't have any use right now for quartz. Well, I'm sure as soon as I start investigating I will, but no, I don't actually have it. What I do really want to get, though, is sulfur. As I mentioned before, sulfur is my main objective other than the coal. As well as maybe deuterium. Who knows, maybe we get lucky around here. Hello? 500 meters? Oh dear. Okay, let's see. I mean, considering its proximity to this bit of coal right here, I may just go with this one. Risks and all, and the fact that it's smack dab in the middle of the jungle, but truth is, sulfur is not anything without coal. I remember that much. Unless they changed it for update 3, you need coal and you need sulfur in order to start making the explosive powder. Okay, how close am I? Because I'm not liking being in here any longer than I have to be in... excuse me? It's, what, up there? Please don't let it be up there. It's near uranium, that's just great. Come on. Is this it? Ooh, this is it! Ooh, it's a pure sulfur node! Oh. That is awesome. And I'm hearing noises. Noises I recognize. Are there Oh, there are spiders. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna keep this one in mind just because of the coal, but I don't want to make any rash decisions about it. Once again, the idea of having to cross a jungle is not in my itinerary, but if I don't find any other sulfur node as good as this one, honestly, based on location with coal, then we'll see. But for now, this seems to be like a good candidate for a future weapons factory setup area. It would be ironic if my triple coal feeding into my power plant right now would be relatively close to sulfur. Really, really ironic. Oh no. 100 meters. Oh, hello? Don't talk to me, orb. 70 meters. Please don't tell me you're in the middle of this toxic gas field. You were so promising. I think you are. Oh no, I think you are. I know it may seem like I'm settling for the closest and easiest answer, but honestly, when they're the best ones I've got, why would I try going for anything else? I'll eventually go for them anyway, but for now, yeah. Okay, finally, Caterium. Please, don't be in a stupidly dangerous area. Hello! Oh well, there's the 1500 meters that way and 800 meters this way. Well, this is pretty close. I have to try it. I gotta try it, actually. Just past the copper, too. I'd always wanted to explore that area. Wait, is that it? I think that's it. Oh, this is actually pretty nice. Pretty chill. A lone Caterium node on the middle of an abandoned beach. I could come here for a beach vacation. Okay, let's see now. This has to be it. There we go. Yeah. Let's remove the bit of stone in the way. Or rather, I can't. Huh. Oh, right. Ooh, but it's a pure node. Okay, this is promising. I can't remove the stone, though. I need my Nobelisk C4, but this could be very promising. My copper is right there, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Yep, this is looking pretty good. Like a pretty swell episode, I say. And okay, with that, I've pretty much explored the lengths to which I wanted to go. I didn't want to go too far. I also didn't want to make too long of an episode, unlike last time. Last time was special for a super episode. This one's going to be a little shorter. And if there were ever any sort of thing that could pull me out of my little self-imposed shell to keep exploring further and further, it's definitely the need for more power. So, let's see if we can't find a way down into that canyon beach area where the coal is. Preferably a ramp sort of situation. If not, I will make my own. Am I really going to be searching for a really far away path? Am I going to have to find and make my own? Oh, decisions. Oh yeah, I remember this area. I did say it, didn't I? I passed through here before, alright. Last time I came through here, I came with a dune buggy, and it was a one-way trip. We went just down. Then I struggled to get back up. I did sort of manage it, but it was very forced, and I'm finally seeing the path. Curious about this is that just beyond this here ridge, over to where these round bulbous tree things are, is Nope Land. The swamp where all the spiders live, and this is most definitely a path. Now I need to see if there's any sort of sandy path leading there. Though it'll be very roundabout. I could probably just make it out of the other coal places I've found. Then again, I see my factory over there, so it's not that roundabout, right? Here we go. Yes. Driving through the lake. Screw all the stones. Don't drive it into the lake. And there we go. Path obtained. Alrighty then, so... Oh no, I was afraid of this. Impure nodes. That means that even with Mark II miners, the most I can get is 120 between the two of them. 60 and 60. Well, that sucks. I still like this area though, so I may just keep it as a setup. Wasn't there more coal that way? I think so. There is. 2 more nodes, and they are normal and pure. Holy crap, this can work. It's a little farther than I would have intended, but dang, this could really work. If I pull them both together, I'd have a base of 120, 60, and then 30 and 30 for a total of 240. 240 can feed a lot of coal generators, that's for sure. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is probably start building up here. I like this area very much, especially with the idea I have in mind. Just basically to have a power plant in the middle of the lake, if you will. Centralized between both areas so that I can take the coal out from here and from over there and just shove it out into the middle of the lake. I think that is gonna be a good plan. Kind of lengthy, kind of difficult to do, but ultimately very much worth it. So I'll meet you back here once everything is built, once everything is done and dusted, once I have power again, basically. And so, a little planning, a lot of construction, and 2 whole days later, here I am on a makeshift platform about to show you the progress I've made in that time. And before I turn around, I've got a couple of things to say. The first is that it's funny how a small idea can start out small, actually, and then grow into something of its own. And that's usually what happens with my ideas. I start with something small, and then my ideas start to grow bigger and bigger until they become like a snowball that rolls down a hill until it eventually squashes some poor skier like a pancake. Bear in mind 2 things before I turn around. The first is that I've been working without power for these last 2 days, meaning that I've only had to work with my backlog of things. No new materials were being constructed. This meant I technically had a limit on just how much I could make. And as a result, the second point has to do with the first one in that I meant to have this finished by the end of this episode. I really did. So please try to understand why there's no walls, and basically that's it, no walls, because I ran out of concrete. I couldn't work anymore. I literally exhausted my supply, my backlog. So keeping all that in mind, without further ado, I present to you my new and improved coal power plant. She's looking beautiful. And also, she was mildly inspired by some mega builds I've seen recently on YouTube. And though I may never reach the skill to create a mega build, I still wanted to try my hand at making something like it. Let's see how things change from the planning stages, those short seconds of video I just showed you, to what we have now. From the very beginning that I had scouted this place out, I decided I wanted to make a hypertube tunnel. Now the tunnel is not complete, not by any means necessary, but it's there, and I actually haven't even built the hypertube itself, but this is the current work in progress. This is actually an idea I had for another build, which I decided to start implementing for this one just out of the blue, as I usually do, and I already like the way it's coming out. This sheer drop right here was because at one point I thought, you know what, it's kind of boring to just go in a straight line from my steel factory over there all the way to this power plant, so let's have a drop. And the result came out looking pretty cool, I think. It'll look even better once it's actually done. Now it's worth noting that I made a slight miscalculation when I was making this. I had originally wanted to create 80 coal generators, 40 on each side, but then when I went to fetch the materials I kind of messed up and ended up with 40, 20, and 20 on each side, and then, I don't know, the thought just came to me like, well, why not just leave it at 48? That sounds like a nice number, right? So I ended up with a total of 24 coal generators on each side. And if you see these walkways with these power poles between them, and this pillar between the spiral staircase, well, that was inspired from a much more known Satisfactory YouTuber known as I'm Kibitz. And I don't know how this works for smaller, more unknown YouTubers like myself, but hey, I'm shouting him out, so if you want to see some nicer stuff, some really bigger and more impressive builds, then check him out. Now I tried to make this as spacious, as tidy, as compact, and as symmetrical as possible, with the only exceptions to that symmetry being in the form of the water pipes and the water extractors, because it's a lot more difficult to line those up into the grid. Hopefully everything will be fed. I don't actually know if you can feed 24 coal generators with 240 coal, but that's kind of what I wanted to do with this, to experiment with it. For every 6 coal generators there are 3 water extractors, because that's the math I had already worked out. Each one gives about 120, which equals 360, pipe holds a maximum of 300, and each generator uses up 50 cubic meters of water, meaning that, yeah, 3 for every 6 seems to work. And now that I've shown off what I've been doing for the last 2 days, though it'll have been only about a minute for you, it's time to plug this into the system and see if it works. Or rather, to pull the switch on the circuit breaker, because it's already connected. Now, because it's already connected, I don't actually know if it's gonna power everything on right away, or if things are going to short circuit, because these are a lot of factories to be powering at once into the old circuit, which frankly was already strained as is. If not, then I may have to be forced to shut down some of my factories over there to give this time to power on. All in all, I was producing 900 megawatts of power before, but with this new addition I should be producing a total of 4,500 megawatts. And needless to say, when I expanded my coal power plant at first, I thought 900 was enough. It turned out not to be, but with these extra thousands of megawatts, I think I'm set for the foreseeable future, especially while I set up oil. But that's enough blabbering out of me. Let's actually flip this switch and see if it powers on. Go! Oh crap, okay, not even close. Right then. I'll be right back then. On second thought, I don't even have to do that. That would be silly, right? Turning off every other factory just to see if we can power this, when honestly I think this would already overflow from the 900 megawatts of power. Well, that didn't work. I mean, I'm hoping that maybe by shutting it off and on again, it would probably start pumping water somehow, or coal somehow. But I don't think it actually worked. Okay, we're online. I think it worked. Yes. No. Did you at least start pumping something? Oh my goodness. Please pump. Hurry. No. Stop. Stop embarrassing me. Start producing. Why are you at 450? You should be at more. Well. Right. I need to find a way to fix this. Well, I found the problem. As it turns out, at some point, when I ran out of power, and then didn't bring it back online or something, my coal generators stopped generating coal. But wait a minute, I see coal over there. Where the heck is it? Why is it not up here? So I paused everything for now, and I'm troubleshooting this crap because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm gonna try to turn it on, just connect it to the coal miners and see if that fixes it, because Jesus, this is empty! Totally empty! What happened? And this one's full, of course you are. Okay, after turning all 6 back on and only plugging them into the coal miner for now, we finally have coal. That was the problem all along. They had run out of their precious fuel resources. But for now, I guess we can say crisis averted. Or rather, I will say that as soon as I see 900 power being generated once again. And now for real, crisis averted. Or rather, should I say, was there ever any real crisis? Nonsense, I had it all under control. It's not like I totally disregarded the fact that my initial power plant had no coal. Silly. But, speaking of coal, yes, as you can see it here, it's clearly rolling on down. In nice droves. This one's empty because I turned them off before, but now I can turn them on, as well as the rest of these puppies, because 3 of them, or rather 6 of them, are already burning. And after waiting a little while for everything to pump in and all the coal to get to each generator, all of them are fully online, working beautifully, giving me exactly 4,500 power. Oh, finally! That means I can end this episode with a good note. We'll get to the other materials I said, maybe even oil. I'm not exactly sure if oil will be the next episode or not. I'd like to work on some of the other things like I said, including a weapons factory, but all that in due time. As you know, these episodes take time to both make and record, all the building that goes into them, but I'm having a blast just planning things out and then seeing these plans come to fruition. In particular, the first thing I need to do now is get back and turn everything that I turned off on again to start producing. And we should get to finishing the steel factory very soon. A finalized, real version of the steel factory, and not what I have right now anyway. But anywho, before I keep rambling on, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Satisfactory Non-Series. If you liked it, then please thumb us with that like button down below, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button for some sweet notifications. But as always, I'm the only me, so you be the only you. See you in the next episode.